you. It's pronounced
Okay.
Grandi too, right? Grandi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever you
Grandi.
want to say.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Grandi. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. Um, First question, what are the vibes like over in Sweden right now?
Oh, it's
Oh,
so cold.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I
freezing, horrible North Pole vibes right now.
Oh, not a
it's
sleigh.
really the North Pole, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And then kind of my first question, I just want to know the origin of like how this came to be. So could you explain like how you guys first met?
Of course.
Yeah, we were studying in like even more north than here. We were studying in the north of Sweden and at a school there for like production and songwriting, and we were in the same class and we were just vibing over like the love for like pop music, and we had like the same type of like growing up on the same type of music, just like the indie pop from Sweden, like Cardigans and like Wanna Dice, and also like the love for like Robin and like yeah, those more really pop vibe girls.
Yeah, as you should. And then I also want to
Yes.
Yes.
ask, how did the name come about? Like, where did that originate from?
Like originally, we had so many names in mind, and first we were talking about naming our band something with like kid stuff, like kid something with kid, and then our kind of manager told us, but maybe when you're like 30, you don't want your band to be called something with kid, and then we were like,
You want to have the chance to grow up as a
yeah.
band.
Right.
And we were like, yeah, that's true.
And then we thought about granny, just like granny.
The opposite of kid.
Yeah.
Granny.
Right.
And then they were like, maybe people are gonna think it's gonna be like granny themed.
You.
Yeah, we thought that the word granny had maybe like too much associations
Yeah,
with it.
I'm thinking like Red Riding Hood grandma
Yeah.
thing. Then
Yeah.
and then we just added a D kind of, and it's
Yeah.
kind of it's nice with the vibe, but it's like grand. It's like
It's grand,
big.
and we like that it's something. Yeah, you feel like this is big, this is grand, but it's still something it's not a word that
Yeah,
already exists. It's like our grandy world. We fill it
Oh
with
my God.
yeah.
stuff.
Knowing that it comes from the word granny makes it even more iconic, honestly.
Also, because we were like we still are, but back then we were really into
Knitting.
crocheting
Yeah.
and knitting, and they were like, oh yeah, it's because you have like granny hobbies, and we were like, oh, maybe we don't want to like push too hard on this theme.
Oh my gosh. We need a song about knitting this year, like something
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
to hit the vibe. Yeah, so you guys debuted in June of 2022 with your first single, Everyone. I wanted to ask, how long did the process take from deciding that you actually wanted to do music together to actually going ahead with releasing music for the first time?
So like first we were like because we met in school, and like the first year we like hung out all the time, and we never like I think I wrote with everyone in our class.
Yes,
With
everyone else except each other the first year.
Yeah.
We were too busy just hanging out.
Yeah.
Once we were in the same room together, we talked about music, but we didn't
Yeah, we didn't make
have
any.
time to make any.
No.
And then after that first year, we started writing a lot of music together. And
Yeah.
I think at first it didn't come from the idea we're going to start a band. It just came from let's try and write music together.
Yeah, just for
wow,
fun.
this is
So much fun.
so great, so much fun. Now I kind of don't want to work with anyone else. Oh, these songs are very nice. I kind of don't want to anyone else to do them.
Yeah, because we were like aiming for like becoming like songwriters for other artists first, but then we were like loving the songs a bit too much, and we're just like we're keeping them.
Right. You wanted the
Awesome.
ownership.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
yes.
Well, yeah. And so I think it was like we started writing together maybe in like 2020. And then so like 2 years and we met our label and the people we work with. And of course that was like a process and like making everything, like making the artwork and like choosing the songs and making everything come together. So maybe that took like a year, maybe a year or two.
Okay.
I
kind
think
of like a
also by
fast.
the time we released everyone, we sort of had the EP
Yeah.
already figured out, because we
Oh.
didn't want to just release something and then not know how to follow it up with, because they're
Yeah.
all songs are connected.
Yeah.
So that's also why we like took a full year almost to just
Yeah.
write the EP, and then we started releasing it.
Yeah, we were writing so much music. Like we had like a thing we wrote like verse pre-chorus thing on like just like 5 songs a week kind of.
Yeah.
And just like picking our
Just new
favorites.
song every day.
Yeah.
Iconic. You came with preparation. I love
Yeah.
that.
Prepared.
Yes.
And then I know a big part of your journey so far has come from working with Lale,
Yeah.
being under her mentorship.
Yes.
What has that been like working with her, and what was it like going on tour with her for the first time also?
No, it's
Such an education.
yeah.
And also, you know, I grew up listening to Lale. She's one of the biggest artists in Sweden, and she's a huge
We were big
songwriter
fans.
and producer. We were big fans.
Yeah.
So we talked about it, like going on tour with her this August and releasing Childhood Dreams. Like that song is all about that. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I can't believe this is happening, because it's like almost not even a childhood dream, because I
It's like
couldn't
too
even
big.
imagine that this.
Yeah. Because obviously we've both been like dreaming about like, of course, like touring, but doing that with one of your like childhood idols, it's like crazy. And I think one thing about working with her is like compared to being, because we're signed to like Universal as well, but
Mhm.
under her label Palang, so it's kind of like a collab thing. I think like what's different from being to just like a regular label is like having your like kind of, she's our label but kind of manager vibe. Being an artist, it's like she's done everything before us, and she's done like the songwriting thing, and she's a producer like I am, and she's been doing the artist thing for like 20 years. It's been such a good like education coming from someone who's done it herself.
There's not any question you could have that she doesn't have a great answer to.
Yeah.
From songwriting to how do I perform this on stage? I want this line to feel like this. And you know, it's such, when you have that trust and respect for someone and they open up their like brain for you to look through, it's such
because she's such a good like songwriter, so it's so good because she's been helping us writing with like the EP. That like our kind of the process was like we wrote the songs and then she came in and edited and just like maybe changed the chorus or rewrote the lyrics with us and just like mentored us through the whole process.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I love hearing that the song is about that because it just makes it even more like happy vibes. So,
yes.
so
yeah, we are two happy girls.
good,
Happy
good. And then along with that, how did you decide on Everyone becoming the debut single, and what was the creative process of writing that song like?
Like, well, like first, I think like I wrote like the demo for like first of all I wrote it because my mom turned 50 and I was really broke at the time, so I was like I'm gonna give her a song.
Oh, cute.
And like originally the song was called Only You, and just like this chorus in Everyone is like I need everyone, and originally it was like I need only you. And so that was like the demo like idea, and then I took it to you and we like rewrote it again with Lala, and she came up with like maybe you don't only need one person, like we all need each other, like the world kind of thing.
And more friendship.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure why that was we would just love the song, and I don't know.
Maybe we I don't really remember why, but I think sort of since like the theme of the song is more maybe
Yeah.
wider than
Yeah,
let's say
exactly.
Catch a Storm or Bitchcraft.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a good introduction to us as a band, and just
Yeah.
like
Just a simple pop song.
simple pop song with interesting production. Yeah, it was just
Because it was so obvious. We were all
Yeah.
like on the same page.
Yeah.
It was like, this is
we
going to be
didn't
the
talk
first song.
about it that much. Yeah.
Not sure why.
Yeah.
Just
It's meant to be.
yeah.
Amazing. And then, you know, I just want to say my favorite song of yours is Catch a Storm. I think it's just because of the nostalgia. Like, it was the first one I listened to, but it's just like, it hits so hard in the chorus. It's such a pop banger. So, my favorite one. But I wanted to ask for you guys, do you both have a favorite song of yours that you've released so far, if you had to choose?
Wow. I would say that answer's changing every now and then.
I think mine is like maybe Catch a Storm, but I think Childhood Dreams is my favorite.
I would say maybe also Childhood Dreams, because
it's so filled
for
with
me
love.
It's so filled with memories of touring and playing live and meeting the audience. And that song, when we're out playing it, I get this sense like when the intro comes on, people have like a reaction. Like you feel the energy in the crowd. And it's a really fun song to play. And it just makes me so happy.
A lot of memories. And also like we wrote that song like last winter, I think, and we wrote it so quickly, it just kind of came out. And we were doing like a club tour in Sweden. And I think we wrote it like mid-tour, because we added it to our set list like in the middle of the tour and started like playing the demo and like
trying it out
and then we like finished it between like the spring tour and the summer tour, and then we were playing like the
final version.
I love
it. So it's such a like
yes. Also, I must say, like speaking of live and favorite songs, 18, that's dedicated to both of our little sisters. That one is very close to my heart as well. And almost like, it's not that I usually go around and listen to our own music in my earphones, but that's almost the song that I wouldn't even put on, because sometimes I'm like, I can't feel that strongly emotions. And we had a moment this also in the summer tour when we started playing it, and both you and me had the same thought. We were like, right now we can't look at each other because we cry. Just singing it. So we were like
dramatic.
we not
I love that. No, I had the chorus of Childhood Dreams stuck in my head yesterday. It's like the chorus just makes you go like that. I feel like it's really I love it.
That's the goal.
Yes. Okay, so I interviewed Zara Larson a few months ago, and I asked her the same question. Just because I'm so curious, but I feel like you both have kind of explained it by now, just through your storytelling. But from you to Zara to Robin to Loreen to Leaky Lee to both of the Tuve Lu, Tuve Stierk, Lale, there's just so many of you guys. What is it about Sweden? Is there something in the water that creates so many of these like amazing pop stars?
I think one thing I've been like thinking a lot about, like obviously we have this, it's like we like get together around music. It's like a part of our culture, and everyone is really like music interested, whether you work with it or not. Everyone is like really like,
it's a big part of like tradition storytelling through folk songs, and you sing at school, you sing at all different kinds of activities from when you're a kid.
But one thing I've been thinking about is also like Swedish, like I don't know what's it called, like psalm, like hymns kind of. It's
hymns,
like church songs in Sweden. Like Sweden isn't a religious country at all, but we all like have our like graduation, like every year since you're a kid, like in church, and we sing these songs. And also everyone, even if no one is religious, everyone's been growing up with these songs, and like the harmonies in these songs are like, I don't know, it's very emotional. I think it's this like melancholic vibe too. I think that's a big part of like the big Swedish like songs and artists. They have this like happy kind of melancholic vibe to it. And I think that comes from that, like Swedish, I'm not sure what's it called, psalmer, it's what it's called in Sweden, but it's like church songs. They're really, really beautiful, you know. And like Swedish folk music vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be Googling after this. Listen.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I love that. And then I also checked out your Halloween Queen playlist because it's like the only playlist you have up on the Spotify profile.
We have to
that's
update
right.
that.
We have to update that.
Yeah. And okay, honestly, best taste ever because like all the artists I listened to were on there. Like the Halloween vibes are immaculate. I love
Love it.
Frankenstein by Rina and all those other.
Love her.
Love
Big
seeing
fans.
Robin on there, of course. So yeah, so good, filled with such talented women artists. And also I'm doing this interview for the New Nine, which like specifically highlights like talented up and coming women artists is kind of our main focus. So I just wanted you guys to kind of join in on highlighting some talented women artists out there. Are there any up and coming women artists out there that you'd say are currently inspiring you or that you'd like to shout out?
Yes, Maiken.
Oh,
You have to check her out.
Yeah.
She is definitely one of like the people to
Make
look
it.
out for right now. As a songwriter and as an artist, we
Yeah.
know her.
Yeah, we do.
I love that.
And we've been working with her like in the studio, and yeah, it's really inspiring and fresh and fun.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my first thought.
Yeah. And also like I think one she's from Sweden. It's a friend of ours as well, but she's like blowing up now. She's called Water Baby. I'm not sure
Yes.
if you've heard of her.
Water Baby.
Adding
You
to
should
the
check her
list.
Yes.
She's so
yes.
good. But then obviously we have all like I love Griff, I love Below. Like I think they're gonna be big, really big, you know.
I agree. Griff has some bops for sure.
Yes, and I love her clothing.
Yes.
Also Swedish pop artist.
Jaeger.
Friend of ours.
Also so good. Yeah.
So good.
Okay, adding all these to the list. Thank you so much. And then another question, we haven't seen any music videos from you yet. Is that something that you think might change in 2024?
Well, we really hope so. We really want to do it on our next releases. Like we're obviously now like working on music that will like later on become our like debut album, and then we want to of course
that's definitely gonna include a lot of visuals and art as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then this is the final question, kind of like of what's to come. So along with it being 2024 now, is there anything you can tease about what's to come musically for this new year?
So like maybe if like the EP that we released last year, it was a lot about like, you know, like we were writing to our sisters, and like it's about friendship a lot, and like going from like being a teenager to
young adult.
Yeah. And like writing to our sisters was kind of like maybe like a little bit like therapy for us going through that as well.
Yeah. Also it was about like for us the EP feels young. Yeah. Like in a great way, and green in like because we writing it we were young and new like, as a band.
Yeah.
And now right now we're just spending all the time in the studio writing new stuff, and that the sound of the new era is definitely more
like reflected about we're like living the young
in it, the 20 somethings.
Yeah.
And I would say like it's developed, and the sound it's still good. It's like it's Grandi.
Yeah.
But it's
like still like the pop vibe. It's synthesizers and like all that we love, but I think we've been like touching on like we were growing up with like these indie bands and like guitar vibe. We've been like adding maybe that feeling to like our new music, if you know what I mean. It's still really pop, but it's like a bit messier, maybe. Maybe it
Ooh.
reflects like being in your 20 somethings more than being a
Yeah.
teenager, kind of.
Oh, that's so fun. That actually reminds me too. You got like the music you put out so far almost kind of reminds me of like a fun poppy version of like Pure Heroine by Lorde, just like lyrical content wise. So the way you guys like explain that like actually reminds me so much of her. She's like my favorite
You're
artist.
making
So
us cry.
I think that's why I resonate with you guys so much is because that was like the first album I ever listened to, and like we're very like similar in that way, like lyrical wise.
Wow.
You're too nice.
But
You're too nice,
I just
actually.
had to say, I just had to say. But thank you guys
Writing
so
that
much for
down.
speaking with me today. I'm sending nothing but
Thank you
positive
so
energy
much.
your way, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. Thank
Same
you
to
so much.
Have a great day. Thank you for
Thank you
talking
so
to us.
much. Whenever you guys actually like end up coming to LA with your big music career, let me know.
Of course.
Of
We have
course,
to meet
we're
up.
gonna hang out.
All right,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Love
bye.
you. Kisses. Mwah, mwah.